Hi everyone, I'm down here. This is just a quick video to go over the assignment this week. We're going to align our lesson plan with state standards. It's just a really quick activity to make sure that I know that you know what it means to lesson plan. So you'll find our state standards here under our Bible quote, "The Lord is greater than the giants you face." And we're going to use the next generation. This is what we use now in New York State. P through 2 ELA standards. Once you launch that, do I already have it open? I don't. You can pick any standard you want. So let's go ahead and launch that. And I know most of you have already seen this, but this is ELA standards. And let's just say we're going to work with second grade and we want to work with key ideas, craft and structure. Well, let's first look at your lesson. You're going to teach rainbow fish. And I do have the book posted, but if you don't know it, then just watch the video for the story Rainbow Fish. Read it and imagine you have a second grade class that you're going to teach for ESL, and something that you want to teach. How do we know what to teach? You're going to go to your standards for ELA. And let's see, it says develop and answer questions to demonstrate an understanding of key ideas in the text. That's a great target. In literary text, describe how characters respond to major events and challenges. That's a good one too. So what you're going to do is you're going to figure out which standard you're going to use to design just a quick lesson around. You're not going to write the whole lesson. Once you figure that out, you're going to go over to your alignment paper, and here's the actual activity, the just directions. But when you get here, you're going to write down the standard you choose, and you're just going to write down exactly what you just picked over here. Write it down. Maybe it's 2R1, and then write down the words. You don't have to do the entire standard. If there's 3 or 4 parts to it, you can just use one part. Then you're going to talk about the learning target. What's the teacher version of the learning target? And what's the student version of the learning target? I want you to write this. The teacher version is the language that we talk about. And the student version is from the I statement. I will be able to tell what happens to a character after an event, something like that. I want to make sure that you can take a state standard and based on that, write the learning target. Then, so that's what we're doing. We're aligning our standard with our learning target. Then just describe the lesson. You're not going to write the entire lesson plan, but basically what are you going to do? And your lesson can be about 20 minutes. Every lesson should have some type of activity. A GO is a graphic organizer. So if it's, kindergarten or first grade, you might have a cut and paste or a draw or matching. Second grade, maybe you're going to have a picture or they're going to write a few sentences. You have to think of something they're going to do in order to engage with your lesson. So it can be a graphic organizer activity. You can draw it, explain it. I don't care how you do it, but put it in there. And then I want some type of assessment. How are you going to know that they did this activity and they did their target and it aligns with the state standard? How are you going to know? What is that going to be? Maybe they write a sentence that matches the picture, and you're going to have a description for each one. So, you know what? We'll do this. We'll make it a little bit easier. What I'll have you do is, let's say, for example, they're matching colors. So you might want to say, match all colors. And then you would just give them, for example, an X here, shift if they exceeded standards. Maybe they only got half the colors, so they would do an X. You don't have to fill out the number portion, just what are you measuring? And maybe this is, let's say, how about one of the things you were looking at was, besides matching color, was write their name. And maybe they forgot to write their name, so they would be here. So whatever you decide, you only need two things that you're going to assess. But those 2 things you're going to assess should match what is in your standard and what is in your learning target. So this is just the first time we're doing this. Some of you have already lesson planned. For those that you haven't lesson planned or it's been a few years, all we're just going to make sure is that you can get a state standard, get a target, have a lesson that matches that, have an activity, and have some type of assessment that measures whether or not they learned it. It doesn't have to be super thorough. I just want to make sure that you can begin aligning a lesson plan before we spend hours writing one. All right, that's it. Good luck, and we'll see you soon. Bye.